I've just landed in Lisbon, Portugal, but it's not my final destination yet. I need to go to a town that's about 100 kilometers from here. It's basically a nice little town next to the beach, and I'm wondering how I would get there. So, I have many options. First, I could rent a car at the airport and drive to the destination in about 1 hour. Second option, I could take a bus, which will take about 2 hours. Third option, I could do it by bike in 6 hours, but riding 100 kilometers with a suitcase in hilly Portugal after a 6-hour night flight is maybe not the best option. But we have a fourth option here, which is taking the train. And since we talk about transit on this channel, that's what we're gonna do. So what are the options for the train? Well, the website of the Portuguese rail company suggests us 7 different journeys. The problem is I landed in Lisbon at 12:30 p.m. so I would miss all the trains until 12:45. Therefore, from 7 options, I only had 1 available for me, which is the train at 4:53 p.m. So yeah, basically I'll wait for this train for 4 hours. Travel time is 2 hours and 23 minutes, so that's longer than both renting a car and taking the bus, but it's faster than taking the bike, so that's a win. And I have to take 2 trains, so I have to do a transfer. The problem is that the scheduled transfer is only 7 minutes, so if the first train gets delayed, then I'm screwed. I'm gonna be stuck in the middle of a Portuguese countryside city. So yes, I'm only doing this trip because first, I really like trains, and because I want to show you how it's like to travel by train in Portugal. To be fair, there are so few options because my destination is a very small city. So yeah, no, it's very cool to be able to take a train to go to the beach. Because if you want to compare, in Canada, even big cities like Calgary doesn't have any train service. And this city has more than 1 million inhabitants. So yeah, anyway, let's get started into our trip. But first, we have to get from the airport to the train station. Lisbon did a great job because it has a metro station right in front of the airport terminal. And it happens that the train station I need to go to also has a metro station next to it. Okay, so first step, taking a subway ticket. So basically you have to pay 50 cents to get a card, and then those are the prices, so it works for the metro and also the tram. Okay, I have a small problem. This machine only takes the card in, but I'm only used to tapping the card, so I forgot my code. Okay, I don't have that bad of a memory. I managed to remember my code. And this is the airport station. Yes, there's an escalator, but I decided to walk with my suitcase. The metro is weird because the trains ride on the left track. Yeah, I didn't know that Lisbon was part of England. And cool thing, the seats are made of cork, which is pretty cool. Also, don't forget to keep your ticket when you exit because you have to pass it again. Otherwise, they don't let you go. They think you took the metro without buying a ticket. See, you pass it here. I didn't scam the city of Lisbon today. I've been to Lisbon like 3 or 4 times, but it was a long time ago. So let's visit that again because I still have 3 hours before my train. As I said, I've been like 4 or 5 times to Lisbon, and basically how to describe it, it's very old. Some of the infrastructure looks run down, but in my opinion, that's what makes the city beautiful. The stations run very deep, I noticed. Look at this, it goes all the way down there and it goes all the way there. Okay, we're finally outside. There's the tramway that goes on the street. Unfortunately, I just missed it. A bad thing I would say about the city, there's too much car traffic. Like, this place would be much better if it was only for pedestrians and trams. Okay, I decided to sacrifice myself and to walk to the train station because I want to show you something actually. So first, this is a very nice modern tram, which is very different from the other ones in the city. And this is a very famous place in the city, which is called Praça do Comércio. This place was very different back then. So basically before it was all cars, basically it was a parking lot here, but they changed it and it's all pedestrian, as you can see, so it's very cool. So now we only have a 25-minute walk, which doesn't sound a lot, but in Lisbon it's a very hilly city. Actually, I just saw on Google Maps the train station is really next to the river, and as you can see it's pretty flat, so I should survive this trip actually. And this is the entrance to the station. So as you can see, there's a lot of work being done around the station, so it's probably not the most beautiful it has ever been. So now let's get inside to see where I'll have to wait 2 more hours for my train. And here is the station. Wow, it's actually quite beautiful. So I'll have to wait, but it doesn't seem like there's some shops or whatever around here, which is a bit disappointing because I didn't eat at night. In my flight they didn't give any food. I didn't eat lunch here, and now it's 4 p.m. I'm starving basically. Oh no, maybe there's some shops. I'm somewhere, I don't know if I should be here. Oh no, yes, there are some shops. Oh, you can even rent a car. That's pretty cool. Candy, okay, maybe not. I'll try to eat something more healthy. Okay, so I got myself a nice little sparkling water. This is sparkling water, but very different and very better. Before you yell at me and you say, oh, you're in Portugal and you didn't try pastéis de Belém, I'm Portuguese. I've eaten about 10,000 of them. As I can see, there's people crossing the tracks. There's many workers on the station and they don't say anything. So let's take a look at the schedule. So from what I gather, it's mainly regional trains, but there's also some cities a bit further like Porto, and the train that we're taking is this one, Caldas da Rainha. I have to say this train station doesn't have the best indication. It's a bit confusing to navigate through here, but I think I found my train. There's nothing written in the screen, but apparently it's this one. Wow, that's a very old, full of graffiti. Okay, let's get on the train. Wow. Okay, I just spoke with the train driver and it is indeed my train and I'm actually alone inside the train. That's why I was hesitating. There was absolutely no one. Let's do a little tour. So this is the driver, so I won't disturb him. Those are the seats. They seem pretty comfortable, but for long rides, I'm not sure if, well, we'll see. There's even tables for those middle seats, which is very nice if you wanna work on editing or whatever. Is there, oh yes, okay, there's a bathroom. Amazing. Okay. Actually, the outside of the train makes it look bad, but inside it works. I mean, we'll see about the actual travel, because the thing that really didn't motivate me to take this train is because it's 2 hours to do 100 kilometers. I mean, sure, it's a regional train, so it stops a lot. The sad thing is that the view is a bit obstructed because of the graffiti, and actually those seats are a bit different. It looks like more like a bus. And after a couple more minutes of waiting, the train left on time. There were a lot of stops on the way, including many stops in the Lisbon area. I think this is kind of a commuter line because a lot of people got in at a station in Lisbon and then got out at many stations in the outskirts of Lisbon. And so because of those many stops, the train is very slow. After about an hour, the train stopped for about 10 minutes. And then I understood that the track in front of us was single track, so we had to wait for a train to pass. The countryside of Portugal throughout the trip is beautiful. I even got to see some historical buildings. And then we finally arrived at the final stop of the first train, about 30 minutes late. In my mind, I was already making plans about which street of the city I was gonna sleep on for that night, thinking I had missed the train and I had to wait for the next one on the next day. But to my surprise, this happened.
2 hours later.
Okay, I might not miss my connection. It's right there. Oh, okay, that's so cool. You can actually cross the tracks. It's permitted. You just have to look left and look right. But okay, we should be good. So yeah, basically I didn't tell you, but we got here 20 minutes late. But the other train waited for us because I guess I wasn't the only one making the connection, so they waited for us, which is very cool. Okay, well, this train is a lot more comfy, and as you can see, we just departed like a minute ago, and this train goes very much faster than the other one. We can say bye-bye to the train, and there we go. Good morning. Well, good afternoon actually, because yes, I slept a good 12 hours. Please forgive me, I had a very long flight. 1 hour of sleep in 48 hours, and then 3 more hours by train. So I was a bit lazy to sum up the video, but now we got here and let me show you. I've made it to the beach. It's a very beautiful place. Basically, that's the city. The train station is over there. And this is basically like a bay or a lagoon or whatever you call that. So, after experiencing train travel in Portugal, I think I can talk about many things that could be improved. First, the frequency needs to be improved because you can't really rely on trains if there are only a couple of trains per day. But to be fair, as I said earlier, this was a relatively small city. The second thing is that the trains are very slow, which is to be expected because the trains stop so frequently. And also there's the thing that Portugal is a very hilly place, so it's very difficult to build straight train tracks. But I think something that could help is making some trains local and other trains express. The express trains could go directly from Lisbon to the other big cities in Portugal. I think that's something that's actually being done there. I know there's a train that goes directly from Lisbon to Coimbra, which is a relatively big city there, and then goes from Coimbra directly to Porto. And there are other trains that stops more regularly along the way. Portugal actually has some plans to extend their rail network, including building some high-speed rail in Portugal and to Spain, but I think this topic deserves its own video. This video here was more to document the experience in real life, but for the next one I could do a bit more research and I'll make a video about it. But I hope you enjoyed that type of in-person transit video. I might make more in the future, not very often because it's very expensive to travel. I don't have money to travel every Monday yet. If you want to support the channel, please leave a like and please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching and see you on the next one.